Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm doing the angel cards for the beginning of April 2023. So So angel cards are just going to give us that little bit deeper insight into all things angels, all things kind of like beyond the regular stuff. So it's really great to go on ahead and go through the astrology first and then go through the angel cards, because the angel cards are going to give you that deeper insight. What do your angels want you to know about that day? And because we're all coming together to watch the video, it means it's all important to all of us. So I'm going to be doing angel cards. So let's see. The first angel card I get for April 1st is Truth and Integrity. And I think this is so funny because April 1st, April Fool's Day, people are going to be making a big joke. And because of the planetary alignments that we have at that same time, it is going to be kind of like truth and integrity are out the window completely. So it doesn't mean that it's not going to be around, but it's one of those people are going to be in a very jovial, very fun kind of vibe. So that's just one of those kind of heads up. Just know that you were going to see this all over the place, people being very fun, very jovial with it. So it's kind of one of those, it's going to be a good one. For April 2nd, we have spiritual growth. And I will say that's kind of the theme that I've kind of gotten for April itself. April 2023 is all about spiritual growth. And I've had so many people reach out to me and ask me about spiritual growth. I've got a Psychic 101 going on at the same time. So a lot of people are kind of reaching out and kind of like trying to understand what their spiritual abilities are, how do I connect to the other side? How do I do this? What are the sensations or the feelings or any of that stuff that I'm dealing with? The voices, the angels hearing me, all this kind of stuff. Like, how do I do this part? So this is kind of the fun part with all of this, but it's all about spiritual growth in April. Just telling you, it's about spiritual growth. Okay. April 3rd, we have support. We do have our support on the other side. And this really comes in because we really have Mercury kind of moving into the sign of Taurus. And like I said, Taurus is really about like our financial, our peace, our stability. So that's going to be coming across in a big way, especially on April 3rd, of just kind of like, what are the changes coming in? How do I work through this? How do I deal with all of these crazy things going on? And I guarantee you, a lot of people are already telling me that they are getting kind of like that financial kind of like, let's take a back seat. Let's kind of get our finances in order. So this is a great kind of like, let's just put that together, get our budget going. What are we going to spend? How are we going to spend it? All of that amazing energy. So let's talk about April 4th. And this is about forgiveness. Now, on April 4th, we have our energy portal for a 4-4 energy. And that really comes in of kind of like letting you know that you're on your path. But one of the things that's going to keep you from your path is forgiveness. If you are not letting go of things, and it doesn't mean you're forgiving the other person for what they've done, you're kind of like, you deal with it. A long time ago, I figured this one out is like, okay, I'm not going to like hold grudges against someone else. I'm going to let creator energy do that, and that's his job, his way, all of that kind of stuff. If they need karma, if they need lessons, whatever it is, I'm not holding on to this. And that's kind of a great way to look at forgiveness. Like, let him deal with it if they require it. If not, I'm not holding on to it, because that can really come in and bother me with my karma. So I'm just like, I'm giving it to you. I'm letting you do that. Whatever you need to do, that's up to you. I'm letting this go. And that's a great way to look at forgiveness. So let's look at April 5th. And this is miracles. This really comes in. We've got just in a few hours, we're going to have our full moon in the sign of Libra, but this is like April 5th. So this is kind of like getting ready for that energy, kind of letting this go. And the miracle is because the full moon on the 6th is all about letting go and kind of like finding that balance and that partnership. If you're holding on to old stuff, you're not letting that go. So it's kind of like 3 days in a row. You've got it on April 4th, April 5th, and April 6th. So kind of like, let that stuff go and don't hang on to it. Find someone else or release that energy in some way. And it doesn't mean that you're forgetting what the person has done. That has nothing to do with it. It's like, I'm not holding the energy anymore for you. I'm letting this go. So let's look at April 6th, and this is all about friendship. And this could be coming in with some friendships that you need to also forgive and kind of release some things into, or allow miracles to come in. A lot of times people tell me like, oh, I've never seen a miracle. It's like, I see them all the time, but I'm also expecting to see them. Are you expecting to see them? Or are you kind of like, oh, they're not around? Expect to see them, and you will find them everywhere. Let's go to April 7th. This is all about ideas and inspiration. And this is a great one because you've got like Venus in the sign of Taurus, sextile Jupiter in the sign of Pisces. This is all about kind of like bringing in the creativity, bringing in different understanding and compassion, and kind of really getting out far outside that box of energy, kind of like looking at things, looking at everybody being joyful, looking at everybody being helpful for you, being someone else, kind of like everybody around me is supporting me. And this kind of reminds me of like one of my favorite sayings all the time is my creator is energy is always conspiring in my favor. When you look at it that way, it's like everything around you is teaching you a lesson so you can learn it and move forward. It's kind of like you need to pass this test before you get to the next grade. So learn the lesson. Learn whatever it's trying to teach you and move forward. Don't hang on to that energy. Let's go to April 8th. This is all about harmony. And this really comes in kind of both of the signs that are active on April 8th are not very like harmonic energy. Harmonic energy is kind of like not really flowing, but I guarantee you're going to feel it because they're both kind of awkward energy. You're going to feel the flow even more, and you may feel kind of like, I feel a little awkward, and just know that it's going to balance out on the other side because we've got let's see, Mercury in Taurus sextiling Mars in the sign of Cancer, and both of those are kind of like awkward energy, but together it makes it very peaceful. It's kind of like an acid, and an acid makes a base. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Chaotic energy plus chaotic energy is going to give us peaceful energy. So that's kind of where we're going with this. Let's go into April 9th. This is all about meditation. Getting into meditation is going to really help you really amp up your energy, really kind of bring you some peace in some different ways. We've got our moon in the sign of Sagittarius, and this is kind of letting us do a little exploring. So do some meditations that you normally wouldn't do. What are the meditations you normally do, and kind of like expand that. Do a longer meditation or do a different type of meditation. And I really love meditations that kind of call in our angels or archangels and kind of like, where do I need to go with this? What do I need to do? What are the new experiences that I need to be looking for? So that can be a really helpful one. Let's go to April 10th. This is all about romance. And I don't mean like romance like Valentine's Day kind of romance. This is kind of like loving yourself, taking care of yourself, like looking at like a very positive way, looking at yourself. So many times, especially women, I'm not saying men don't, but I'm saying women a lot, we kind of like come down so harshly on ourselves, kind of look at ourselves in a romantic way. It's one of those, it makes things easier. It helps us focus. It helps us kind of like expand our ways of kind of working our energy and kind of bringing things together. If you're always looking about how bad you look, or, you know, I need to lose 5 more pounds, or I need to do this, I'm not going to fit into this, or whatever else, find things that you love about yourself. And that's going to bring in more things for you to love about yourself. It is going to be good. Let's go to April 11th, and we have surrender and release. And this is a really great one. We've got Venus going into the sign of Gemini. And this is the one that's really popping out for me, because this is all about kind of like Venus, the planet of love and scheduling and planning and all that kind of stuff, is in the sign of communication. So let's plan something with our love. What do we want to do? How do we want to take care of ourselves? How do we want to do this? And anything that's keeping you from that, surrender and release it. Let it go. Do not hang on to that energy at all. Do not hang on to that old stuck energy. That's not where we want to go with this. We want to bring in some healthy, fun energy. Let's move to April 12th, and this is all about answered prayers. This means that you have been asking for something in this area. April 12th is kind of all about that kind of like innovative approach to life. Like, what have you been praying for? Kind of like a new way of doing something, or I want to get out of the humdrum kind of things that I've normally been doing, and kind of bring this into something different or exciting, like bringing that energy in. That's what we're going to do, is kind of bring in this amazing energy, especially because we have our moon in Capricorn, but we also trining Uranus in the sign of Taurus. And Uranus is kind of that crazy, like just never know what it's going to do, kind of like unchanging, like just kind of, it always changes. So it's unchanging, but it's like, it just loves the change. So kind of bringing in these answered prayers are giving you a sign that you're on the right path. Let's go to April 14th, and this is divine timing. This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for you to kind of like relax. Take it easy. And what is it that you want to bring up to you now? There's a couple of things that happen on this day, but I will say the one that really stands out to me is literally our moon moves into the sign of Aquarius, and our moon is our emotions, and they're moving into the sign of Aquarius, which is all about revolutionary or changing or modifying, kind of like, let's upgrade all of this. So upgrade your energy, and kind of this is the divine timing of like, this is where you need to go in all of this. This is the energy that's going to be affecting you. So just know that that is coming in at you. Let's go to April 14th, and this is divine guidance. Divine guidance is amazing. Divine guidance is all about kind of like, where do you want to be in this energy? What do you want to bring through in this energy? And this is kind of like bringing up relationships. If you're in a relationship that's out of balance, now it's telling you like you're divinely guided to bring this back into balance and balance your energy with other people. Is the relationship. Now, no relationship's ever 50% of the time, like all the time. It's just never that way. So it's one of those, but it should be in a balance. It should be that shifting, like here we are shifting and getting close to things. It should not be like this, and it should not be like this. It should be like this. Always this moving, amazing energy. Our last one is, let's go into April 15th, which of course is tax day, and everybody's like freaking out because they haven't paid their taxes. Just know that it's in there. This is in the card enchantment, and this is kind of bringing in kind of like that childhood intuition, kind of like, what is your gut telling you to do? What is your gut telling you that you've got to be taken care of? Intuitive exercises, kind of opening up your energy, your heart, your mind, and your soul to what's coming in at you, and then react to it whenever you're ready, kind of like bringing that energy in and reacting to what's going on around you. It's going to be amazing, yet at the same time you have to be open to it. If you're not open to it, it's kind of like, we're closed. We're kind of closed off in this area. So make sure that you are open to our energies of April 15th. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.